Good afternoon. I thought I would make another video because I decided to put the clamps down here. And I measured the space that I have with the door open, you see. And from here to the cabinet is 27 inches. And I took a piece of wood. This is actually a piece left over from cutting out the stock for the clamps that I made. And I drew out over as far as 27 inches. And I discovered that I can get 11 clamps on this one piece of wood. It's very simple. It's very similar to the one that I made up there. Just a strip of wood mounts on the wall like this, and then there'll be strips on the top with 1 inch spaces in between. And the strips that I'm going to be used are these pieces that I cut from, well, they're left over from cutting up these things. Okay, so I should have enough in these 3 stacks to get all the ones that I need. I'm just going to trim these down to 1 1/4 inches wide. Okay, lower my blade. Look at my workbench because there's a mess in the way. These things are going to hit, but not if I do it halfway, then flip. Move my fence over and pull up my sleeves because that's a good idea. Just gonna cut 2 for now and see how many I get, because how many do I actually need? I mean, I've got 11 clamps. That means I need 12 of these things. All right. Yeah, 12. 11, yeah, 12. So let me move that back out of the way. Get my mini table saw sled on the scene and set my fence to, I don't know how long those have to be. Ideally, they would come out the full length and hook up to actually grip the clamp in place. But over there, like being over there, I'm not going to walk into them, like not going to brush into them. Like only if I'm getting something out of that cabinet that's right beside them that I would do that. And I don't think I'm going to make them 3 inches, okay? Make them 3 inches, and that's quite a bit longer than those ones up there, and those seem to be holding just fine. So that's not the one that I'm cutting. Here are the ones that I'm cutting. I trim off the end first. Or do I have to do that? No. It's just a clamp rack. You know, it's not a fancy coffin. I raise up my blade so that I'm cutting through both pieces at the same time. Yeah, I cut 14 so I could throw these first 2 away because they got the bad ends, you know. So, yeah, there's that. And then what I'll do is I'll just, rather than cut this off to length to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting them, like gluing and pinning the things in place. You see, they go like this with that 1 inch gap in between. I can go right across. And when I get to the other end, I'll just cut the end off. I know there's one thing that I should be doing with this, but I think I'll do it afterwards with the belt sander. And that's to round over the end a little bit so that the clamps will slip in there and won't catch on the corner. I'm going to do that before because it's easier, okay? Going to take that first one. Sorry, no close-ups. That's a luxury that you don't get on these scrap bin channel videos. And then the spacer for the next one, more glue, like so. Get that put in place. This is going along swimmingly. I'm liking the way this looks. I'm going to hold it up for you guys to see. Here, you see? See, it's like teeth, right? And here's the floss. It fits in there. And so how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just need a few more. I brought it in and let it dry for half an hour. And I trimmed off the end, flush, and I'm just taking a sandpaper. Probably don't need to do this, but it doesn't hurt. And clean the fuzzies off from the other sanding that rounded the corners. And now I can bring it over after I finish doing this and put it up there on the wall. Figure 2.5 inch screws will hold it up. No problem.